I believe there is a caller on the line. Can you hear me? The caller on the line, can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, please. Go ahead.
My name is Tochukwu Okoye. I live here in the United Kingdom. I'm from Ukulu, Dunukofia local government. My question this morning is really about the strategy of this struggle.
Yes.
What is your strategy? Because most of the things that we have been hearing for some time now is barely white noise, if I have to be totally honest with you.
Please be honest.
The honesty is that there is no strategy here. There is no roadmap here. Yes, our people are suffering. Our people are suffering great deal. Yeah. However, but there is no cohesive strategy in terms of how to move this fight forward. So I want you to speak to that right now with regards to what are you doing in terms of strategy and roadmap, please.
Thank you very much for that. Your question is very clear. You said what we are making is white noise, you said. Is that correct?
That's right, yes.
Why is it noise to you? Why is it noise? You don't want to talk about, let's follow this logically. I'm going to answer your questions, but for the benefit of our listeners, what makes it white noise? Just explain to me so I understand.
Because there is so many things coming out. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever studied physical science. White noise is that noise when you turn on radio that goes shh. Yes. And that's what, to me, feels like coming out at the moment from this struggle.
No, I don't understand. You call it white noise. That is, are you saying that people are not getting the message we are passing, or what? Are they not listening? Are people not joining? Haven't you been sort of, how can I put it? Hasn't your level of enlightenment been increased as a result of listening to Radio Biafra, perhaps, or the activities of IPOB?
There is information that repeats itself with regards to what the IPOB are doing. Good. There is a lot of repetition. I can understand the effective.
Now, I want us to follow these things. Give me an example of repetition or the white noise in your understanding. What? Just be very tangible. Tell me that thing that we have done repeatedly that you feel. By white noise, I believe you're saying there are some things we are doing that is not yielding the desired result. Is that correct?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there is a lot of words. There is a lot of cursing, for example. There's a lot of recrimination, for example.
Okay, so for you, the white noise is the cursing and the recrimination. I want to get this right because I want us to learn from each other. Recrimination and cursing. So because I want, you said, when you said a lot of white noise, I want to be able to drill it down so we understand it and maybe cut it out. That's what I'm trying to do here. So by white noise, you said something about strategy. So you're not aware of our strategy or what we are doing? Are you aware of the impending special envoy to the zoo, Nigeria? Are you aware of that?
Special envoy from
the campaign for special envoy for Trump to send a special envoy that the senators have been talking about. Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of that, yes.
You are aware of it?
Yes.
What do you think made that possible?
I believe it's the LNC.
Okay. That's what you should have said, that you're calling from LNC. That's very good.
No, I'm not calling from LNC.
Now, I want to ask you a question. What led you to believe that it was the LNC that did it?
Because from your own presentations over time, there is not much strategy coming.
No, I asked you. No, we'll come to that. We'll come to that later on. I'm asking you now again. I asked you who made that possible. This very clamor for special envoy. I asked you who made that possible, and you said it's NNC, and I'm asking you how. By NNC, you mean the Lower Niger Congress people?
That's right.
And they made it possible. How? I'm asking you a simple question. How?
Because of the work, because of what I gathered from the work they have been done, they've done in the past, and what they are doing.
And what is that they did in the past? What is that they did? Give us an example.
Mr. Tony Nnamdi, according to what I've seen, has been to Washington, for example, to speak to a panel of senators there. With regards to and for example, the religious persecutions in Nigeria.
Do you know that we have our people in the USA? Are you aware of IPOB in the USA? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of that, yes.
Did you see me when I went to America?
I saw clips.
Did you listen to my interview on Voice of America?
I saw it, yes.
Have you seen my submission to the State Department and to White House?
I have not seen your submission, no.
Okay, I will try and send that to you also. Are you aware that our coordinators across the states in America are engaging their senators and politicians over this very matter on a consistent basis? Do you know how far we have gone?
That is what you're not
I can't tell you, because if I tell you, people will subvert it. There are things we are doing that we cannot tell people.
For example, a presentation that has no falsehood in it. How can somebody subvert a presentation which can easily be corroborated with the senators or with that corroboration was done?
Then I will explain that to you again. If you allow me, I will explain that to you. You started by saying all you hear is white noise and lack of strategy. And I've just explained to you now. I asked you, you're basing what you're telling me on what somebody said. And I will ask you again.
Really from my own research.
No. Your own research. And I'm asking you, can you please make available to us NNC submission to any arm of government in the USA? Can you do that for me?
I can do that. I can do that, yes.
Absolutely.
I can do.
I would like you to please make that available. And
okay.
And let me ask you another question.
Okay.
Are you aware that we have people working for us on Capitol Hill? Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Are you aware that IPOB spends over 100,000 every blessed month on this very quest to have our case heard and listened to all over the world by a very important government? Are you aware of that?
You have said so.
No, I have said so. Are you aware of the fact that even the zoo, I'm coming. No. Hold on. Are you aware that when the new U.S. ambassador to Nigeria took her position, are you aware that she went to Asorok to present her papers? Are you aware of that?
Of course.
Are you also aware? Hang on. Are you also aware that during the exchange between her and whoever they claim was Buhari, that the mask wearer on that very occasion complained about IPOB and what we are doing? Are you aware of that?
Of course, yes, he has to complain.
Now I'm coming. Now, if the so-called president of the zoo complained to the U.S. ambassador about IPOB, what does that tell you?
It tells me that IPOB, I'm not saying that you're not having...
No, I asked you a question. I'll ask you again. If the president of a country, hang on, I'll ask you again. You answer me.
However, my question is...
No, you have not answered my question.
The strategy moving forward.
No, you have not answered my question. I said to you again, are you aware that, do you know the significance and the importance? Do you think that Nigeria as a country will come out to say that IPOB is giving us problems if we weren't giving them problems?
Of course, you're giving a problem. I mean, there's a lot of groups that gives Nigeria a problem.
Why did they mention IPOB then? Out of all the I'm coming. Why did they mention IPOB? Are you saying we're a terrorist organization? Is IPOB a terrorist organization?
No. IPOB is far from being a terrorist organization. But I'm saying that the effect you're having is obvious because there is a lot.
So it is not white noise anymore. So this white noise is having an effect. This white noise you mentioned.
What is behind it? That's what I'm saying.
Now let me tell you what's behind it. Let me tell you what is behind it.
Where we are going.
Are you going to allow me to explain what is behind it? So you can follow it logically. Get a pen and a piece of paper so I can explain it to you. Now, thank you very much. Now follow this very carefully. We studied why we failed between 67 and 70. We understood that the first reason why we failed was lack of media. The narrative was being controlled by the Yoruba people that hated us very much. That's number one.
Okay.
Media, lack of media space or denial of media coverage. That's number one. We also discovered that number two, that Britain was doing a lot of the lobbying work for Nigeria.
Okay.
Ojukwu had no chance. So we knew that lobbying and international consultancy was key. We needed to engage international lobbying firms. Very expensive, I must say, to do this very work for us. Lobbying is number two. We also knew that every leader who's ever come after the war, they always compromised. So we needed to build a movement that is uncompromisable. That is why IPOB is the way that it is. So we cannot be bought, we cannot be compromised. Number four, we also realized there is something called lack of consistency. We need to build IPOB with the requisite intellectual capacity to be so durable that nothing can shift us from where we are. And five, there was no accountability. Today we are holding the so-called elders accountable. And number six, you are talking about strategy. We have also published what I call a rudimentary principles and policies that will guide Biafra. We need to educate our people, and that is what we are doing right now, even as we're having this conversation. And number six is to put so much heat and pressure on the zoo that they will have no choice than to ask us to go. There are many things we are doing we cannot tell you because we are not as rich. We are competing against a budget of nearly $30 billion US. Nigeria can buy off anybody they want to buy at any time. I'll give you a very simple example. You claim that people, these glory hunters I call them, they were in America, but they were not in any major news network in America. I was in the United States of America. What we are doing, we are carried by Washington Times. I went to VOA to go and speak. The next day I wanted to go back to VOA. They said, no, I should just speak Hausa language. I should bring a Fulani man when coming. None of these things, from those that want to steal from where they never sold anything, will not tell you this. So our strategy is a very simple one. Today, don't we have a media? In IPOB, Radio Biafra, Biafra Television, don't we have one? Today, is our news being heard all over the world or not? That was something that Ojukwu during his time was not able to do because of the suddenness of the war. Today, the same people that told Wazirike many years ago to engage consultants in Washington, instead he went and bought a house in the USA. They are the same people that we're working with today to make sure that IPOB Biafra is everywhere in America. We have the very formidable IPOB family in the United States of America engaging their politicians on a daily basis because every politics is local. If you don't have people talking to the senators and the House of Reps, you are lying and you're wasting your time. LNC doesn't have such presence in the USA. They can never have it. We are the ones doing it, for your information. And in terms of building a movement that you cannot compromise, that is what we have done. We've been offered everything. We're not fighting for a new Nigeria. You people are fighting for a new Nigeria. Your LNC is part of new Nigeria movement. We are not fighting.
No, it's not saying you because I'm not a part.
Oh, sorry. I do apologize. Accept my apologies. LNC is fighting for new, according to their own literature and documentation. They are fighting for a new Nigeria. We are fighting for Biafra. So there is a very marked difference. I acknowledge what the silent slaughter in Nigeria is doing. It is not NNC, the silent slaughter in Nigeria, which is a pastor in the USA. It is not him. So I don't like these lies when people come, maybe out of envy or jealousy, they begin to lie against people. I was in DC, moving from office to office, from House of Reps building to Senate, every blessed day for 2 weeks. I did it 2 times. I met senators and we discussed. And sometimes in international diplomacy and politics, there are some things that you're told in confidence you are not allowed to divulge in public. Or else, when you go back again, they will not trust you with very sensitive information. So sometimes people want us to say things that we are doing, but we prefer our actions to speak rather than our words. It was also the same presidency, not once, not twice, not 3 times, that came out and published that it is IPOB that is making their life a misery all over the world. And it is IPOB that is pressing for the special envoy to be appointed. And I want to make this also very clear to you as well. We have a roadmap. It is very simple. And I've said it from the beginning. We educate our people. We consult extensively all over the world. And we are going to have a referendum. And Biafra will be declared. It's a very simple process. It's been there from day one. So when people talk about roadmap, we are the only ones that said define the boundaries of Biafra. And we have defined it in a very simple, crude form that no one can actually fault. Wherever you see anybody tying 2 pieces of wrapper, our mothers, is our land. Nobody can fault that. Nobody can dispute that. Yet they say there is no cohesion, there is no strategy. Yet the issue is crumbling every day. When we talk about Jubril, or before he ran away, when we talk about Asoro being empty, you don't see that as being a strategy, as collapsing the zoo from within. So I don't know if the strategy people are talking about is for us to go and carry guns. Then they will know there is a strategy. So I'm still at a loss to understand why somebody who is answering Nigeria, New Nigeria movement, can claim anything that has to do with Biafra when there is no single documentation submitted anywhere by these people that you're talking about, by this individual you're talking about, that contains the word Biafra in it. None whatsoever. So I don't know how people can be taken in by blatant lies and misinformation. If there is any single document, please, I'm waiting for you to publish it. And I'm prepared to read it. From top. With regards to that, do you think we as Igbos should be going this alone? Aren't we supposed to take those around us with us? So that what happened in the war wouldn't happen again. Do you want me to tell you how many people? I said there are not. It's not many things that we divulge in the public. Our DOS contains almost every ethnic nationality in Biafra land, and we're expanding it every blessed day. You have been, if you go online, you will see it. We are inaugurating new family units across Bayelsa on a daily basis. Ethiopia is there doing a very fantastic job. We are in Cross River. You know, God that are begging us to come. You heard, before you rang, my dear brother, you heard somebody call from Eshan saying we are Biafrans. You heard somebody call from Egala saying we are Biafrans. How can anybody fault such a strategy? Now, I keep asking you this question. I keep asking them all the time. Are you asking me to bear a name that has no resemblance to who I am? By the name you answer, I will be able to know who you are. People from across Biafra land are identifying all the way to Bini, and people are still coming out and asking again, take everybody along with you. When you hear them speak, you heard them speak this morning. How can you say they're not with us? Of course they are.
You know, what people say and what they do are totally different things. You, by experience, you should know that people will come online and say different things, but however, when the book comes to shelves, they will not do anything. They will then become malleable, for example. So but I'm looking to see what documentation is there, what agreement is there with regards to these ethnic kingdoms that we are supposed to be working with.
Let me tell you something. I don't want to make, as I told you before, the reason why sometimes we are circumspect about how we approach these issues are these. We know how intimidating and how frustrating the zoo can be. if you announce somebody who is doing something for you, say for instance in Ekoi or in Ejayam or in Efik or in Oron, the next day the local TSS will pay them a visit. You understand that very well. So there is not a lot of, some of the things that we do is not in the public domain. But if you go to those villages and those towns, you will understand. That is why when we call for a sit at home, people sit at home. When we call for a national strike, people will listen to us, they obey. Because they are IPOB all over the place. They are Biafrans and they identify. There is no need, or should I say, when the time comes, you will see documentation. But that time is not ripe yet. Our enemies want us to show them our hand so they can go behind and sabotage our efforts. There are people going behind our backs, gossiping the same way they have lied to you and gossiped to you. And I've asked you people this thing before. This NSC that you mentioned, have they held any national convention before? Where are they? Who are their members? How can you have a movement that has no membership? Only one person is the Secretary General, is the President, is the Vice, is the Treasurer, is everything. One human being, supported by the zoo, given money by those that I know in Lagos. Do you understand me? How can I'm now asking you this simple question. You are in the UK or in America. Where are you?
I'm in the United Kingdom.
Is there any LNC in the United Kingdom?
No, there is none.
Is there IPOB in the UK?
Yes, there is.
Is there IPOB in Germany?
I believe so, yeah.
Is there IPOB in Hong Kong?
I believe so.
Is there IPOB in Indonesia?
There are.
Is there IPOB in Australia?
I believe so, yes.
Is there IPOB in South Africa?
I believe so.
IPOB in Canada?
Yes.
IPOB in Brazil?
Yes.
IPOB in Venezuela?
Yes.
IPOB in Ecuador?
Yes.
IPOB in USA?
There are.
You see, my dear brother, if our strategies are not working, we will not be all over the world. We are a monster. IPOB is a monster. And we swallow our enemies and the zoo is crying. We welcome every view and every opinion. As long as you do not make them with malice or with jealousy, we would listen to you. Biafra land belongs to everybody from Igala all the way to Obobo, to Izon. I don't need to beg anybody to be part of their own family. I speak it to you. I don't beg you. I will tell you the truth. That is why sometimes you come across, as you said, as cursing and unreconciliatory or sometimes abusive. Because our people don't listen to reason and common sense unless it affects them. We do what we do out of love and affection, not out of malice. We want Biafra to come for the benefit and the enjoyment of everybody, not just for the few. Now you understand me?
Bless you, bless you, bless you.
Thank you very much. And remain blessed, my dear brother. Thank you very much for calling. I enjoyed your call, by the way. Thank you very much. And remain blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sometimes it is good to educate our people. Our people are very good. Forget all the lies they tell them. Our people are very, very good. They're very good. Once you educate them, they understand, they see the truth. That is why Biafra will stand, because Biafrans are truthful people. They don't believe in lies. We are truthful people.